This is where I almost gave up. I gave up on the movie. Uh, man. They get to the Northern Air Temple, and it looks wonderful, but, like, when they start the training, it's just... Gosh. Sokka, and when the first time you see Sokka and Yue, when first time you see Yue looks at Sokka, and Sokka looks at Yue, and then Katara, like, says in a monologue, she just says, like, immediately, there was an attraction between them, and that was it. Like, in the show, okay, Sokka had an immediate attraction to Yue, but not Yue. They actually built it up for Yue to have feelings for Sokka, and it's just really fast, way too fast. And then when they actually get to the training, the training, like I said, the bending battles are boring. Here, it's just ungodly boring. Like, the guy, like, Master Paku, who's played by the widest guy to ever play Master Paku. And he kind of looks like that guy who played, shoot, I can't think of him right now. Maybe I'll edit that later. He's on this, they're on opposite sides, and he brings up, like, water spikes on Ong, and then Ong, he spins around, and then the water spikes break. Then he shoots water at him, and then Ong stops the water. And then Master Paku says, okay, let's try offense. So Ong, okay, you think this is where it gets interesting. And then it kind of doesn't. It's just, Ong does this, and water rises, and he's like... And then, that's it. And then Master Paku's like, did you just... He has this face where he's like, did you just do that? And then they just skip it. Like, they don't even have a scene where, like this was the scene where Katara was supposed to get good, but they skipped it over, and they royally messed up Katara's character like that. She's supposed to go through this transition where she was a really bad waterbender to a really awesome waterbender. What happened? Anyways, the other episode, and then when they're doing the siege, the siege looks okay. I mean, yeah, this is the part of the movie where it gets sort of interesting, but, you know, I have a lot of complaints about this. I mean, when they're fighting, you can't really tell who's who, because they're all, the Water Tribe warriors and the Fire Nation warriors, they're all wearing darkish clothes. So when you're looking at them, you're just looking at, like, really dark people fighting. So you don't know which side is winning. And then, so, crap. It was really forgettable. That's why I'm having problems trying to remember what was going on in this movie. So, Ong knows that he needs to have some guidance to beat the beat the Fire Nation. So he goes up to Yue and he says he needs a way to talk to spirits. So Yue goes, I'll take you to the most sacred place. And then, you know, they're keeping with the show. They show the two fish, yin and yang, and Aang does the meditation thing. And then Katara says a really, really stupid line, like, while he's meditating, she goes, I always knew you'd come back. Like, are you really just getting over the fact that he's the Avatar up until this point? I don't know. I really found that just annoying. So, you know, by surprise, and they fight, and of course Zuko wins, but it's not as it really doesn't touch the fight that they have in the show, because the fight in this movie is just like, Zuko shoots fire at Katara, Katara blocks it with water, Zuko shoots another blast of fire, Katara blocks it with water, Zuko shoots another blast of fire, Katara doesn't see it coming, and she gets hit. That's it. And then he takes Aang. And then the battle's going, blah blah blah. And then Aang is in the spirit world. He, instead of meeting the Ko, I think it was called Ko, the face stealer, he meets up with Roku's dragon, who tells him about the fish. And then Aang wakes up, and Zuko and Aang fight, which is actually a good fight. I mean, I'll say it's the best fight in the movie, because besides the bending, you actually get a feeling of the show. Like, when when Aang, like, goes up behind Zuko's back, and he's doing that thing where, like, Zuko turns this way, and then Aang turns this way so Zuko can't see him. That was the one scene that actually reminded me of the real Aang. Like, how he would sneak up behind people and, just like, you know what I mean. And then the martial arts here, it's not, it's great, I guess. I mean, it's the most interesting fight there. And then after that, Zuko gets frozen over by Katara. And then Katara, that's the part where you're supposed to believe Katara got amazingly good, but you kind of don't, because the movie didn't develop her character. So, what am I supposed to say about that? In the rest of the movie, I really can't say anything else. They don't have the giant spirit penguin crushing the Fire Nation. And, like, they don't have that. They also don't have the scene where the penguin kills Commander Zhao. Like, 4 water tribe dudes come up to him. They surround him with water, and he drowns inside. And, that was the darkest scene in the entire movie, because, actually, in the show, they you kind of didn't really believe he drowned, but in this movie, it straight up shows you that he drowned. I don't know, that was a little dark. And then after that, I think the biggest disappointment was there's a scene in the trailer where, like, Aang creates this huge tidal wave, and you expect that he would destroy the entire Fire Nation fleet. But what he really does is that, like, he scares them away. Like, as soon as the Fire Nation ships start to retreat, he drops it. And, you kind of expect that because Aang doesn't kill, but, that would have been cool. And then the movie ends. But, since it's Shyamalan, there has to be a twist. And the twist is Zuko had a sister. I'm not even joking. Shyamalan tried to make this a twist. And he does it because, like Fire Lord Ozai, he goes like, your son, my son and my brother, when he's talking to Azula. It should have been your brother and your uncle. But he's kind of going off like Zuko had a sister. You didn't know that? And it kind of doesn't work as a twist either, because you do see Azula in the movie before that scene. So I don't know what he was thinking, and then that's where the movie ends. Well, you heard me rant about it, and I really hope you don't see this movie. Watch any other movie than this movie. Watch Eclipse again. Eclipse was so much better. And I hate to say that about Eclipse, because Eclipse was awful. I mean, it was the best of the Twilight series, I said that, but that's not saying much. Watch New Moon, also. Watch The Boondock Saints. Watch Battlefield Earth. Oh, man. Watch art house films. Watch MTV. Just watch anything other than this movie. I don't know. I really don't have anything else to say about this movie. It's just, people say that this movie raped their favorite show, and I really have to agree with that. I mean, it really destroyed the show for me. This is the ruination of the show. I mean, it's the Highlander 2 of the show. Man, I'm not even gonna go into how bad Highlander 2: The Quickening was, but just don't watch this movie. If you're really curious, bring a barf bag with you. Just don't. Stick with the show. They should have just left it alone. Anyways, that's all I have to say.